Wellington was becoming less involved in politics and spending more time here at Walmer Castle, where as Lord Warden of the Cinque Ports, he had an official residence. The Spartan atmosphere and sea air suited him better than the luxury of Apsley House or Stratfield Say. He kept busy, entertaining constantly, writing up to 50 letters a day, and sitting regularly in the House of Lords, where, with a hand cupped behind his ear to follow the debate, he was a familiar figure. Like all old soldiers, he was rather deaf.
He was still a significant political figure, and by now, he'd learnt to bend with the wind. The pressure of popular unrest was once again building. This time, the target was the tax on corn, which kept bread prices artificially high. Despite his own belief in this unpopular tax, Wellington led the House of Lords in throwing it out. When he was once asked what was the best test of a great general, he replied, "To know when to retreat and to dare to do it." The tax was abolished after the Duke made a highly effective speech late one night in the Lords.
When Wellington left the house in the early hours of the morning, he was cheered. One workman shouted, "God bless you, Duke." Typically, Wellington brushed the adulation aside. "For heaven's sake, people, let me get on my horse."
After this, Wellington gradually faded away from public life. He was still having his portrait painted, and even sat for one of the early photographers. But Wellington had had enough of the adulation.
"I am really tired out, and must request to be allowed to seek some repose. All that I desire is to be left alone in peace."
In 1852, he died in the bedroom of his beloved Walmer Castle. He was 83. The Duke had wanted a simple, private burial, but it was not to be.
Instead, he was given a lavish funeral here at St. Paul's. His coffin was borne on an enormous 18-ton funeral carriage, pulled by 8 horses.
A million people lined the streets.
Today, perhaps 2,500 people would be allowed to attend such an occasion. On that day, 13,000 mourners were packed in here. After the service, a long and sonorous list of the Duke's many titles and honours was read out. Then his staff of office was snapped in two and thrown into the grave. Many people wept openly, aware that for once, cliché was reality. This was the end of an era.